Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to be talking about The Iron Trial by Holly Black and Cassandra Clare, and this is book 1 in the Magisterium series. And boy, was I excited for this book. I know I've waited a good year since this one's come out before reading it, but, I got to it. It's a book by two of my favorite authors of all time, so, I figured it's pretty much sure that I was gonna like it, and I was right. So for those who don't know, this is like a magic book. The main character's name is Colum, and he is a magic user. Both of his parents are magic users, and he's about to go and take this thing known as the Iron Trial. And basically it's to test anyone who has the potential of having magic to see, if they have enough of it and enough of an aptitude for it to go to the Magisterium, which is a school for magic, where they'll be there for a good 5 or so years, learning control and how all this stuff works. And, you'd think, any little kid would be super excited, like, being able to possibly learn magic and do all this awesome stuff. Colum is not so excited, because his dad sees magic as this horrible thing, and he keeps telling Colum to try and fail this. Fail it as hard as he can. And, which, I found kind of amusing, because, a parent telling their kid to fail at something purposely, it's so backwards, I just can't help but giggle at it. So yeah, Colum goes through these tests, and he fails quite badly. He is easily the worst out of all these kids who have come. But, and not only did he pass, he got accepted as an apprentice by one of the, best masters in this school. Which, doesn't leave too many people happy at him, because they think he stole their spot or what have you, but whatever. And this guy, he only takes 2 other apprentices besides Colum, and their names are Tamara and Aaron. So, we got a nice little trio here. And this book is basically them going through their first year, their iron year, and, crazy stuff ensues. And, I love this book. I love the writing style. It was nice and easy, and it was a nice quick read. I think I read it in maybe a couple of sittings, because, it's a middle grade book. It's not that long, or that, complex. But, I really liked it. It was a fun little whimsy read. And frankly, I'm far above a middle grade reading level. I'm 23. I'm above middle grade, obviously. But I still found myself enjoying this book immensely. And frankly, I can't wait to pick up the Comfort Gauntlet, which I have on my shelf over here, and I hope to get to extremely soon, because after how this book ended, I need the next book. I need to read it, ASAP. So yeah, this book had quite a couple interesting twists and turns and oh my god moments, and I loved it. And I highly recommend this book to pretty much anyone, basically anyone who loves Holly Black's or Cassandra Clare's books. You need to read this, because it's awesome and totally worth it. So yeah, that's really it for my non-spoilery bits. So if you have not read The Iron Trial yet, I suggest you go out and read that book right now, because oh my god, it was awesome. So first thing, I love how the friendship for Tamara, Colum, and Aaron has formed. I think they are 3 awesome characters, and just their personalities work together so well. They are an amazing trio, and it was awesome. We learned quite a bit about Colum, but I wouldn't mind learning more about Tamara and Aaron's upbringing, especially Aaron. Because frankly, we don't know much about him. And I want to know more about him, because I am so damn curious. Especially when it's revealed that he's this, big hotshot guy. He has potential of being a maker, and not only that, a chaos maker, which is, a big deal. A serious big deal, because, they're not that common. There's been maybe 2 in the past, lifetime. One of them decided to go, dark side, and was trying to find a way to cheat death, basically. He wanted to live forever. And, he isn't quite the most stable. and he's basically the villain in this world. And, you know, he was a reason for this huge magic war, you know, when Colum was a baby, and his mother was killed in this big war, as were a lot of other people. And just, oh my god. And the other maker, who was like a teenager at the time of this big war, was killed in battle, because apparently the only one who has a chance at standing up to this big baddie, who's known as the Enemy of Death, is another maker of chaos. So yeah, there's, right now, in present day, there's this peace between both sides, but frankly, the side of good would like to have another maker of chaos trained, so that they have a slight chance at standing up to the enemy, because they don't think this treaty is gonna last, because, come on, let's be honest here. So yeah, when it's revealed that Aaron has this potential, everyone is so overjoyed. And frankly, I found it refreshing that it wasn't our main protagonist who was supposed to be this awesome maker. I liked that a lot. Because, you know, obviously when it's mentioned, oh, they were keeping an eye out on all new apprentices to see if anyone has the potential of being a maker. First thought was, oh my god, Colum's gonna be that. Predict. I was wrong, and I was so glad. I like when I think I see something coming and I don't, because it just, you know, it's no fun being able to protect a storyline from beginning to end. So yeah, Aaron is gonna have some slightly different training, but he's still staying with his 2 apprentice buddies. So I'm interested to see where that leads. And at the very end, oh my goodness, the twist at the end. I know I'm skipping a lot of things, but this book was so fast-paced that it was pretty, like, I don't want to cover every tiny little thing. So yeah, apparently Colum is really liking magic. He doesn't see quite why his dad hates it so much, though he knows his mom died because of magic and all that. But he doesn't want to leave because he feels he fits in here, and he likes it there. And you know, then at the end, it's something really interesting about Colum is revealed. Apparently, an attempt to cheat death, the Enemy of Death, while he was dying from an injury, like, transmuted his soul into Colum when he was a baby. So technically, Colum is the Enemy of Death, though he doesn't have any memory of it. So I was staring at the page, just like, blankly when I read that, because I'm just like, what? So I was shocked at that, and I'm interested to see if that is, like, actually true, or if it's some sort of trick of the enemy. Like, no one has really seen the Enemy of Death since, you know, the end of this big magic war. So, you know, I'm curious to see whether that's, like, actually true, Colum being the enemy, or if it is a trick to kind of mess with his mind and the minds of the side of good. And, you know, then there's also, if it is true, the whole question of, is evil created or is it born? Is Colum naturally gonna go to the side of evil now that he knows, because he thinks that he is the Enemy of Death? So is he gonna, like, subconsciously go that way? Or is he just gonna cling to his ideals and his identity that he's grown up with and fight, you know, this evil all the more, like, determinedly because he wants to prove that he is good? So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what road he takes with this little bit of knowledge, be it truth or fact. And he actually keeps this little piece of information to himself, which, you know, I don't blame him, because if he told someone, of course they're gonna freak out and probably try and bind his magic, or who knows what else to him. And he doesn't want that. I don't think anyone would want that. And also, he's like 12. So that's pretty freaky information to be given when you're 12, especially when these huge consequences for telling someone could be hanging above your head. So he keeps it hush-hush. Because frankly, my first thought after, oh my god, after I read that, was, Why would they drop something like that in book 1? When I believe this is supposed to be a 5-book series, so why drop it on us so early in the game? So, there could be a further twist up ahead. So, there could be something that later on that totally turns what we just learned around and just be awesome. One thing that could be really interesting, just actually thinking about it now, how Aaron is just, his past is so vague. If he happened to turn out to be the enemy of death, since, he is a chaos maker, like the enemy of death, and, if the enemy put himself into a baby's body, maybe the person who claims Colum is the enemy got confused, or maybe they're telling Colum that to totally throw him off Aaron's, scent, so to speak. So, that'd be interesting. That's gonna be my theory so far. That will be my theory. So this book, I freaking loved. And like I said, I can't wait to pick up the Clockwork Gauntlet, because I'm really excited to dive back into this world of magic with these awesome characters that I very quickly grew to love. And, see what kind of awesome twists and turns are up ahead. So yeah, that will be it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time. Keep on reading, my fellow book addicts. Keep on reading.